Unconditional love. No doubt. I'm talking about the stuff that don't wear off. It don't fade. Now it lasts for all these crazy days, these crazy nights. Whether you wrong or you right. I'm gonna still love you, still feel you, still there for you, no matter what. With unconditional love. Listen to my truest thoughts, my truest feelings on my peers doing years beyond.
Yeah, how y'all doing out there? This is Dina, I'm representing from Lauderdale Manors. I want to give a shout out to Nicole and Pete. These my peoples. Shout out to the magazine that they doing. And I just want to let y'all know about the book I'm trying to put out there for all y'all to look and read about. Expand your minds. It's in the blood. Giving a shout out to my grandma and everybody out there who got a grandma that raised them and took them through the struggles in life. So y'all stay tuned for that. I also got a CD to go along with that. I got my girl on there singing, lifting us up. So y'all just keep that in mind, keep that in tune. I got some for y'all, brains and your ears, and that's what's up.
I remember we'll all sit around the bed praying, then you cry, it got to me bad. I was bad as hell, then you grab your belt. Why? I keep asking myself, damn. I'm holding my tears, you got some pretty granddaughters, I just wish you could see them. Sometimes I wish that I wasn't here, sometimes I wish that all of my problems would just disappear. On the real, it's been 14 years, tell me why in the hell it still feel like yesterday still, so I just smoke to take the stress away.
This is where it all started. One thing about this house, everybody in the family know how to get in, even if you ain't got your own set of keys. That's how it go down in the Manors. Right now we getting ready to let the house go. We done had it 5 years after my mom/grandma's death. About 15 people growed up in this house. All kids, family, 3 generations. I was the second generation, but I was raised with the first generation. You're gonna hear about that in the book. The first generation of Germans, the second generation, and the third. Now, this was, as you know, back in the days, just because I might say 20 years ago, 30 years ago, don't mean I'm old. It just means I was young when I started. This basically was one of the biggest rooms in the house. My oldest 3 sisters was in here at the time. We done had this house over 40 years. And I had this room once upon a time when I was like 19, but it's scary, so I got out of here. Backyard, I was hearing things, so I got out of here, like I say, just go to the garage. Nice big house, one day I hope I can have it again. At one point in time, the roof in this house I think it was Hurricane Andrew hit, and my mom couldn't fix the roof at the time, so it used to leak in here. And I'm talking about like the second generation, but was raised with the first. And I'm gonna clarify them right now. We call ourselves Seville G Unit. That's my grandma's name. But what makes us 7 so different from everybody else is we was 3 sisters, kids that died. And my grandma raised us right here together, along with her kids. So we kind of like born with the older Germans. We got a lot of older Germans in us. But anyway, we used to have to sweep water out of here onto the backyard. Just, at 3 years old, 5 years old, 6 years old, we was already working and trying to hustle and help our grandma. Because at this time, like I say, she always had a bad heart because she had a lot of kids. So we used to try to, we had to grow up fast because our moms and, like I say, wasn't around, was in jail, our uncles was in jail, so it was just her and us. So we had to be her kids at a young age. So while y'all was saying, oh, we ain't even got the gate yet, we didn't even have a gate. Because it wasn't no gate in our life. You had to go get it and do what you got to do. Not so much as crime, but we had to be older than what we was. Just so our grandma can still be around to see us get at this age that we are now. So we came up with, we're united from through her blood, which is Seville. G-Unit came from German. So it ain't like we knew about 50 Cent and them. We just made this up before we even heard about them. So we was in the Mountains, Seville G-Unit. That's how because we were united through her. And that's the 7 grandkids that she took along and raised up after their mom passed away. But we was in the house with her before they died. So we was still up under her wing anyway. And she refused to let us go and live in an orphanage or any of that. So we love her for that, we respect her for that. We worship her for that. She not here, but it's like she's still here. This closet right here, we used to call it the library. We used to have all kinds of books in here. So, you know, we had our own fantasy life here. This closet was the ghost closet. I ain't even finna open it now, because I don't know what's in there. And that's how it's been since I was a little girl. You might see your granddad in there. Whoever died in your family, they might be in this closet, so I ain't opening that. This was the bathroom we shared. Like I said, this is a nice house. It's remodeled, re-gutted. It's going through a lot of stuff right now. So a lot of people don't strip this house down worse than what it was. This is my mom's room. Right now, like I said, we had to clean everything out. People don't been vandalizing the house because it's abandoned. But we don't have nothing in here that represented her. Nothing but but when I walk in here, I still see her all around. I remember her refrigerator being there, her bed being there, her dresser here, her clothes in there, her little stash where she keep her little money at, about $300-400 down in there. Every week she'll go to the bank and put in the bank about $1,500 because she was gutter like that. But she did her hustling like with her mind. She wasn't a street person, but she was smart as hell, and then she was just blessed. Now this was my room. This is the room I stayed in. Actually, this paint that's on the wall, when I came from Orlando, I came right back to my own room. And as you notice, it's right next to hers. So me and her stayed real close at all times. My bed was right here. And I could feel and hear her through there. So we was always close. And I painted this room purple and I put these blinds up. And it's amazing how no matter how many people ended up coming here to live, that she never let nobody come in this room. It was a bed here and everything, but it was always empty. And she always said, no, that's Dina's room, that's Dina's room. So nobody really came in here. They thought this room was spooky, but I didn't. It was just, I had them spook the room because I used to have all kind of crazy stuff on the wall like Michael Jackson. So nobody really came in here. This was the boys' room, like my brothers. And if you walk in here, you can kind of feel the vibe of boys. You see the little entertainment things still got left in here. You can kind of feel the vibe of this where it went down at. This was actually where the DJ said that we had back in the days, where me and Nikki, MC Nikki, Dice or whatever, we got on the DJ. We was in middle school trying to make a rap. It was in here. This is where all the Chronic went down at. As you can look in the window, you can see the barbell. So you know the niggas was in here working out, doing push-ups, playing video games. And you can't really see no fire, so they must want burning too hard in here. But anyway, this is where all my brothers, this was the boys' room, and this is where it went down. And as you can see, she can look right in here. So from her door to this one, no girls want to come in here. That's why she had them right there in her eyesight. So we can go outside. Like I said, it's a big, beautiful house. This is, oh, I used to sneak food too through this window out the kitchen, because we couldn't eat in the room. So I used to put my food right here and act like I ain't doing nothing. I walk around the corner and grab it. I think she knew that. This fireplace right here is, I ain't tell y'all about it, but this fireplace, this is what inspired me to have my front room the way I have my living room. When we first moved here, this is marble. This is probably worth probably $5,000 or $10,000. I'm just saying. And my mom had straight white carpet in here, crushed straight white carpet when we first moved in here. I bust my teeth right there on that fireplace, and it was so white in here. We didn't even worry about me. I done lost a tooth. We worried about the blood that's on the fireplace. So I'm cleaning up myself, but I'm trying to clean up. We trying to clean up the blood off my mama's white front room. So I see the right front room right here. Not on TV, not in nobody else's house, in my own mama's house. It didn't stay like that, but we had it. So right now, that's what I got in my house, but it's leather. I can't afford suede. This porch right here, I think was the best thing in our life. Because we didn't really play in nobody else's yard. There was too many of us. People didn't want us out in our yard. My mama taught us, you got a yard big enough, stay in your yard. So mango season, we'll sit on this porch. Pouring down raining. As soon as it slack up, we got our bags because we gotta eat. We're gonna run down the street. The water done washed down all the mangoes, big egg mangoes. So we getting them. We done raced out of the rain and we getting them. We come back, she sit right there on the porch, and we pull the biggest mango out. Everybody in the competition was whoever got the mama loved the mango. So the biggest mango made her happy. So we always want to get that really big mango. Every time she ate one, it was like she was just smiling. And that's what we wanted to see. And even though I believe she just was just eating up all our mangoes, she made us feel like the one she got from us was a big one. She didn't make none of us feel no different. So she sat there, she got mango juice all on her gown, and then we'll play hide and go seek or whatever. A lot of kids came here on the same porch, snuck away from their house, came here, sat here, cracked, told jokes, and we bonded right on this porch. Right now we meet on this porch. Even though nobody's here, as you can see, one of my other brothers, he sells cars. He got them parked here. The neighborhood is a cool neighborhood. So that's why you see these cars here at an empty house. So, you know, you got to get your hustle on. Ain't nothing wrong with that. He park them here, he sell them. And right now, if we call a meeting, even though we got our own house, we're going to be better off and feel more comfortable if we meet right here. We meet right here, we talk, we discuss family situations. So when we sell this house, it's gonna hurt, but you know, that's just the way it is. So that's good to have a documentary. Now my mom planted every single thing here. When we first moved here, she didn't have nothing here. She planted this tree, she planted all them trees, she planted those trees, and named them after two of her kids. This one is Junior, her oldest son. She planted that tree from like that. And that's Beverly, which is not the oldest daughter, but she like in the middle. That's one of the daughters that died. And that's her over there. And we take parts of her plants. Everybody got a part of something she planted at their house now. I took an elephant ear and another plant that was over here. One of the G units took a part of Beverly, which was his mom. So even though our mom passed away, with what my grandma did, she gave us something to carry on after they passed away, and it was in plants. So that's how I know she was close with God, because that's what she did. So she gave me an opportunity to have some of her growing in my yard. She gave my brother opportunity to have some of his mama growing in his yard from her, and so on and so forth. It's something about her kids that's in her yard. Something got to do with one of her kids is in her yard. Now, if you want to go around the back, we can go around the back. We had a big backyard. So we wasn't poor or nothing like that. It was just, we had to grow up. Like I say, we ain't never had no gate to come out of. And when I said, I'm not just saying literally, I'm saying, oh, my mom didn't keep us in the house or in the yard from society and what was going on in the real world. She let us know it's kidnappers out there. Adam Walsh came on. She made us watch it. She let us know that everybody ain't gonna be like this. She didn't keep us out of harm's way. She let us know harm is out there, because it wasn't no gate. We had to go to the store because she didn't feel like it. So we had to, as kids, 6, 7 years old, had to cross the big highway to go to the store to get some bread and bologna because she was having chest pains. We couldn't wait for her to calm down. And then we had to watch her in case she went into another fit, in case we had to call 911. At 12, 13, this is what we had to do. And we did that. And God blessed us with her until we was grown and had our own kids. So I just want to give a shout out to this is a very exciting book for me. And this book started right here. And the book went back. And it's so much to say about this book. That's why it's so powerful. It's so important that you get in tune with this book, because we got to get back to where we started. And this book brought me back to where I started and gave me the knowledge to move on in a positive way. And I believe you'll get something out of it, because things that I went through in life, substitution. We couldn't afford to have laundry baskets with all these people. So of course we had a sheet, and you put your clothes in it, you tied up, and that's how we went to the laundry basket. We made a way. She taught us how to make a way with what you got without going out there doing the wrong thing. You make do with what you got at the house. So sometimes when you're in certain situations, it's good to have this training, because when the economy fails or when the lights go out, we used to that. We're used to the economy failing. We make a way. We love the barbecue, because when your lights go out, you gotta cook. We can adapt to anything that happens because of what she installed in us without doing the wrong thing. No matter what situation you're in, you don't have to turn to doing the wrong thing. You can continue to do what's right. Just suck it up and think. Use your tools. Use what you have and move on. And that's what we do, and that's how we live. I'm gonna let you just hear from him how my mama, influenced his life, because she helped all us become who we are, which is we good, we successful, and she, everybody got their own story. I can't tell his story.
Yeah, that was my favorite. That was my baby. She raised me from a little one. She made me the man I am. She showed me, a real woman. Ain't too many real women out there the way she was.
Let me ask you something, bro. Give them an example, of what you look for out of a woman because of her, because she was strong. See, they don't know her like we know her.
Yeah.
You say she showed, she showed you what a real woman, what you look for out of a woman now, because, and this gonna help you ladies out there, so you better try to listen, because this is a real one right here.
Yeah. She took care of her kids. She put them kids first, put her family first. Worked hard, no matter what it took, she took care of them, and she fought hard for this house right here. She kept it. If things gonna happen the way it happened, I would still been here.
Tell me something you remember one day y'all talked about it, what inspired you, and she, this where she used to sit at, right here on this porch, because there's so many things went down on this porch. Just something, we used to always come out here and talk to her. Just something that she shared with you, or y'all shared together, that made you even go that extra mile.
My mama passed away, she sat right here, crying. She just came to me and said, don't worry about it, I'm gonna be your mom. And I kept crying, like she just talking. So she's like, no, I'm gonna be your mama, So after I got over that stage, she was like my mama, she took care of me, made sure nothing happened to me, don't kick me out and call me back, like, come on, baby, come back home, So that what kind of stood out with me, She was always there, no matter what. I went to jail, sat here on this porch crying. I walked off, you know what I mean? And she was there for me. So that's gonna always be there with me, you know what I mean? She'll kick me out, you know, that's like a real woman. She'll do that, child. They did kick you out, they come bring you on back, you know what I mean? So that I always remember that, you know, always be in my heart.
That's what's up.
I never changed it. No new niggas, nigga, we don't feel that. Fuck a fake friend, where your real friends at? We don't like to do too much explaining. Stories stay the same through the money and the fame. Cause it's
Started from the bottom.
What's up, Zoe?
What's going on, bro? It's Zoe. I'm right here just coming through, show my respect.
First hit a roll of weed for me, man.
Nah.
Man, I
Swear.
gotta roll up, though.
Roll up.
I'm finna roll up.
Zoe, do what you do. This Zoe, he was brought to the family from somebody we grew up with down the street. I didn't really know him. We didn't really know him. He was in a situation, like I said, everybody got their own story. I'm not gonna tell his story, but it started on this porch. That he was in a situation that he decided. I don't know what made you decide he would come to us, dog.
It was my last option. I ain't had nowhere to go, so it was my last option, so I just came, show my respect, see if they was gonna take me in, and God forbid they did took me in. And then that's why I got that name Zoe. They gave me the name Zoe. But other than that, y'all show my respect. Yeah, I love it. They show me everything. This is Zoe right here. Well, we finna just, I don't know, the door unlocked real quick. You can walk in.
You wanna walk?
Yeah, man.
Like I say, he was able to come in. We sat on the porch what we told you we had.
Look, check her out.
Oh,
Show
they
the
already-
whole world
they
you just
already-
on the door.
They already know how to get in here. Remember, we sat right here on the porch and gave a vote and talked about it, but you know, I don't know what he wanted to share with y'all, so he wanted to go towards the house.
Let's go ahead and take a tour to the crib real quick.
Y'all give a shout out to the camera lady, man. She
Man.
doing her thing.
That's
man.
Nicole, she the camera lady.
Nah, what's up, Nico? Let's take a shout out to the crib. But other than that, you know, I'm 26. When I first moved here, I was about 22. About 22, 23. I'm 26 now. But this would be my room right here. This was Sharon room, Dina room. Then I came and took over. But then I ain't had nowhere to go, man. I was stranded, homeless. I was staying with twin now. But everybody had to move on by themselves. And I came over here and they helped me out. But other than that, I show my respect, my love, everything for this house. I think that's it. I don't really got too much to say, but you know, I'm here, man. I got that name Zoe. They gave it to me. Still keep it up. Keep it sharp.
Y'all got a
Go
call.
ahead.
What you doing, girl?
What the fuck y'all?
What's up, man? Bullshit.
Look, Krabby Patty.
Look pretty.
All the damn, she could have 100 piercings in a minute.
What's
That
going on,
twin.
sis?
What's up, everybody?
What's up, what's up, what's up? What's up? Video was waiting on you. You know we're doing a documentary on my book, representing the family, the clan, mama, and everybody else. So everybody done really said what they want to say about mama. You know, the house, the memories. So what you want to say for the world to know about what Bello was like, how Bello held us down, man, through all this here, because it's about us. So I know you got some.
Well,
It's-
that's beyond estimation.
That's what's up.
How Bella was. She was an amazing woman. And this is the house that we all grew up in. Me, Betty, Tony, Tyke, DC, Dina, G-Unit. That's one room, 3 rooms back there. That's where we used to get our mail from. Well, actually, we still do get it from them. This is the house I used to fuss and argue to keep clean and keep things in order for a little girl.
So since we finna get rid of the house, I know, how did that affect you that we finna sell the house? Since you used to keep it clean, you got more sentimental value with the house. Cause you don't see every
That's-
corner,
that's-
every crack in the house.
That's a very painful, hurtful thing. But the explanation about that. But only thing I can say is hopefully maybe one of us can maybe regain the house back and keep it since this where everybody grew up at, this where we was raised, and you know everything comes in this house.
Yeah.
This is my grandma's legacy, like, you know. So we tried to hold on to it as long as we could, but under some circumstances, I was unable to do that, unfortunately. But we're still here. Yeah, we're still here. After 5 years, my grandmother being deceased, we're still sticking together. Actually, that brought us more closer, even though it shouldn't have took that for us to get close, but things happen in life that we can't control, so.
But you remember one thing about Mama that's gonna always stand out. Something about her that touched you and made you become the woman that you is, and made you become independent, and even down to paying your bills on time, because I know she always did that. What's something about her that you're gonna always take with you, and that you could probably give a little advice to the other young ladies out here that has lost their mother? Because me and her, we didn't just lose a mother one time, we lost a mother 2 times. We lost our real mama and our grandmama. So what can you tell these women and men out there that, you know, a little bit of advice about losing a mother? Because that's two blows to the chest we took. And I know it did something you could use a little smaller than me.
Well, that's really hard to explain to someone. They really won't understand unless they lose theirs. I'm not really sure like how I'm so like strong and independent. The things that I got from her is like inherited. So I don't really like know how to explain like how to do it, because it's just
in the
me.
blood. It's in the blood.
So the only thing I can say is that everybody should just try to do what they can. I mean, the rest of the family that's here and sticking by each other, we have to just stay strong. I mean, that's basically all I can say about that. People who do got their mother or grandmother should appreciate them more, and don't take it for granted, because you don't want to lose that. That's something you can never get back.
I'm with Baby T. He was the youngest out of the second generation of us that actually bonded and grew up with the first generation. His mom was one of the 3 sisters that died in the midst of that. Our grandma took us in. So this Baby T, Beverly was his mama, and he the 3rd of 4 boys. So, you know.
Yeah, I mean, I should say it's the teasy, you know. I'm the youngster. Gotta say the baby, please say the baby. But no, you know, this is a documentary, so she asked me to, you know, express my feelings. So where would I begin? You know, it starts from too deep, too far away a bite. So man, you're in the bottom and trying to share a bed with 8 people and trying to get a fill a fan for a tote. You know what I'm saying? But everything was always good, you know. For my grandma, she made sure everything was right. You know what I'm saying? Everything. You never lacked anything. You never felt unloved. You never felt like you was missing something or missing someone. She always felt that void. You know what I'm saying? And for me, I think that's my biggest mentor. You know, I analyze all women on her pedestal. You know, if you ain't got that mindset or the morals that she instilled in me, is like, nah, you ain't wife material, you know what I mean? But, you know, just the highs, you know. She raised me to be what I am today, and I'm proud of it. You know, I wouldn't take nothing from it, wouldn't put nothing in it. Love my folks. I miss my grandma dearly, you know. Without her, it seems like it ain't no Germans, it ain't us. You
but yet and still, we still do her, pull together and try to make that love and what she raised us be reality. You know what I'm saying? I don't know what to say, but I guess you can read the book or, you know what I'm saying, listen to the tapes, and from there you'll get everything else. One love to Seville, Bello German. You know what I'm saying? We love you and miss you. I hope Dina do her thing and maybe touch some hearts with this right here. Touch some lives. You know what I'm saying?
That's what's up. Okay, now we're leaving my mom's house where it all started, and God is good because I was blessed to get a house in the same neighborhood. Not this one. I wish I could have, but you know God got to do what he do. So we're going to go to my house. That's a big blessing. That's a big accomplishment.
Something that can make you do wrong, make you do right. Yeah. Love. Love and happiness. But wait a minute, something's going wrong. Someone's on the phone, 3 o'clock in the morning, yeah, talking about how she can make it right, yeah. Happiness is when you really feel good about somebody. There's nothing wrong being in love with someone, yeah. Oh baby, love and happiness, love and happiness. I'll be good to you. We'll be together, yeah, to see each other, walk away with victory, yeah. Oh baby, love and happiness.
This is something me and her started on before she passed away. So this was a big accomplishment. This was the biggest accomplishment that I did. Without her, when she actually, this is a picture of her. This is the picture of her funeral. This is a picture of me and her at my mom's funeral over 30 years ago. And this was in her room at the house. We left yesterday. This is her and my niece. But anyway, me and her, she got me on trying to, you know, save, do what I got to do to get my own home. And like I say, when this is a new like beginning of my life when I got this house, because a lot of things changed. She wasn't here. The family was going through a lot. I was distant. And I had a lot of decisions to make, and she wasn't here to help me make them like she's usually here to help me make them. So that drew me closer to God, and that took me to a whole nother level in life. And that's this house is a replica in small portions of her house. This is the kitchen area. My mom always kept a rocking chair, so one of my brothers, he ran into one at his job and he got it for me. So, you know, sometimes I sit here and listen to the gospels that me and her shared as a child, and I meditate, and I sit in this rocking chair. The kitchen area is over here. I mean, like I said, this is a blessing. This is something that started to transition my life into looking. This is the backyard. Looking to take it to another. It just changed me. The death of my mom, and like I say, all this going on, it just changed my mentality of life, and those dishes is clean. It just changed my whole mentality of life, and that she was here, and then that was good that we was close. But you have to have a relationship with God to overcome any obstacle in your life. You have to build that on your own. My mom led me there. She led me to God, and it wasn't until she was going home to rest until I grabbed his hand and started walking. And as you can see, this is what he blessed me with, for not turning my back on him or getting upset because I lost my mom. Why is this happening to me? Oh, my life is this. I don't blame God. I respect God because he knows best. He knows what I can handle. He knows everything about me. So I took it as a learning experience. So this is just, like I say, this took me to a whole nother level. So, and I have to give that glory to God, and I have to represent my mom, and that's what this book is about. It's about, no matter where you came from, you decide which way you go in life. You don't let the trials and the tribulations, what you went through as a kid, change how you become as an adult. Because nobody can control your life when you become an adult. Maybe when you're a kid, but when you become an adult, you take control. And the only way you can take control if you put God first and allow him to lead you, and you humble yourself and get all the negativeness away and all that bitterness. You gotta face it and let it go, because you won't be able to see or hear God. And that's what the book is about. And that's what I want to share with everybody, because I feel like somebody needs to hear what I've done, what I've been through, and hey, as a convicted felon, look at me, look where I come, and I didn't hurt nobody. I worked hard and I kept the faith, and I'm at this point. This is the TV room. Actually, I got a couple things in here that is of my mom's. This is a photo of her. I ain't put it in the frame yet, but it's getting there. That's her photo. This is actually I got a couple of her gowns. This gown right here is so amazing, because you know, if my mom would have been living, I would have set this room up for her when to come spend time with me. This is the same gown she had on this picture, you know. So I mean, y'all might think it's crazy, I don't know, but like I said, I give her this because of the fact that she encouraged me to be able to say, Dina, you can own a house. You can do this. You can do this. This was a refrigerator I bought for her because she liked it to have like snacks at night. I bought this refrigerator for her. I usually have snacks in here, but I ain't been to the grocery store. This was in her room. I bought it for her last birthday before she died. And this was a CD player I bought for her before she died. She loved Al Green. The song, can't even think about it right now, but this was a CD player that reminded me of something she had. And like I say, this room is kind of like a tribute to her. I got a lot of things. This was in her room also. It hangs up and it lights up and it glows. She liked the one that I had, so I bought her this one. So Love and Happiness, Al Green, that's her favorite song. She'll make you play it 30 times. But other than that, that's this room, and I talk, you know, I'm very spiritually here. This is where I read my Bible. This is where I think about her the most. This is where, when something's going on in my life, I come in and I sit down and I just, you know, hear her voice on certain things, and I pray and I read. You know, so this is like a meditation room, but it's a lot to it. This is the bathroom. I don't know. I mean, there's really nothing in here of hers. It's just that this is something I put together, and that's about it. Now this room has a lot to do with my mom in here. This room, actually, this was her dresser set in her room. And I knew the house was gonna get sold, and it was just sitting there. It was just sitting there. And everything else in the room was gone. And I asked everybody in the family, I said, you know, and it's real oak wood. It's a nice dresser set. It's very heavy too. I asked everybody in the family, look, do anybody want mom's dresser set? Nobody wanted it. So I took it, I worked on it for 1 week. I was on vacation, I worked on it the whole week. I wiped it down, I cleaned it down real good. I went and got some paint that matches this. I spray painted a little bit. I did the inside of the drawers with the wood frame. I did the inside, I redid the inside of it, layered it out with the wood frame. So, you know, I got a piece of her room in here. This was her jewelry box. And, you know, this is just something, and I hate that the window broke. But this was her jewelry box, and she kept stuff like this. She had a lot of good jewelry in here, so I keep that jewelry box. I don't keep no jewelry in it, but I don't keep no jewelry in it, but it looks good on my table, and I like it because it was hers. She had a chest made. That's not hers, but she had a chest made, and when I found that chest, when I saw that chest, I wanted it. So that's my room. Ain't nothing going on in there but sleep. This just another room I had for a little ping pong table, computer. Guess if you want to spend the night, you get here. But at the same time, you got to go. That's why it's so small. So I don't want nobody staying that long. Get out of here. That's my bicycle. I ride around the neighborhood. And as you can see, this is just the junk room. Everybody got a junk room. That's my junk room. Alright. So, like I said, this is a very... this clock up here, this is a family heirloom. My brother, one of my oldest brothers, was in prison in Chattahoochee. And they used to make that. This is over 40 years old. They used to make that. And he gave that to my mom, and it hung in our house all these years. And right before she passed away, I asked her, can I have it? And she gave it to me. So that's something that she gave to me that was in our family for a long time. And that's where I put it at. That's where I feel like it needs to go until I won't redo nothing to it. I won't get it back to work, and I just want it just the way it is. And that's a family heirloom, and I got it, so I'm thankful for that. One of my brothers, he's not here. This is a picture of him. He's in the feds right now. Hopefully he'll be home soon. This is one of the G units. This is Kite. And what I respect about him so much is that when he was young, you know, you don't, when you in the hood, you don't judge your friends. And he just was affiliated with somebody. Well, they came back 7 years after the situation and got him for just being affiliated. Which I'm not getting into that because I don't know everything, but he stood up as a man. He's only doing like 8 months, but he left his daughter. This is one of he got 3 daughters. This is one of them. This is baby girl. He left her, and that was the hardest thing he could do. He now works, and God is so good because they're holding his job for him. They're holding his job. They know what's going on. He's a good guy. God is good. And only thing, he's been taken away from us for about 8 months, but he has not lost anything. His house is around the corner. His wife is holding it down. And like I say, he still have his job. He has his cars. He has his trucks. So sometimes you got to just, you know, face it. And that's what she taught us. And I respect him for doing that because a lot of people, you know, couldn't handle that, and he changed his life dramatically. You know, sometimes you grow up, you still speak to your friends, but if they're not doing things that, you know, it's time for you to stop doing, you don't just stop speaking to them. You can just speak and keep going. You don't have to hang out with him. And that's how he is. He don't think none of us don't think we better than Nobody. We just, if you're not doing what you should be doing at this age and this point in time, we still cool, hey, how you doing? But we can't hang out because there's nothing in common. We own something different. But that don't mean we look up, we look down on anybody. You don't do that, because Mama always told us, if you ride a horse too high, you'll fall off of him. So we don't ride no high horses around here. So that's the tour of my house. Like I said, I give God the glory. I give Him the praise, because without Him to keep me going after I lost her, I don't know what would happen to me, because that was my only friend. That was my mom. That was the only person I ever knew all my life. That was my inspiration. That was when I was in pain. I can go to her when I didn't know what to do. I can go to her. So because of God, and I cling to Him, that's why I'm here. And I would give anybody that advice to continue to, no matter what happens, man, just go through it, because Jesus went through a lot on this earth, and we're gonna do the same thing. But we got to stay in faith, because this ain't gonna always be. So I have a lot to share, and and I can't get it all on film. That's why it's imperative that you guys, if you see this book, man, you pick it up and you read it. You read it, you do what you got to do, because you're gonna get so much out of it, so much out of it. When it's real, it's real. You can't change the truth. You can't change what's real. And that's what this book is. It's real, and it's living proof. This is just the beginning of a new journey. That house is gone. That hurts. Like, it hurts that house is gone, and I would have loved to get it. But if that's not what God wanted for me, I have to let it go, and let it go to wherever He is destined to be. I can't control that. But that was my past life, and it's still my future, because my past is what got me going in the direction that I'm going. But this is a new beginning for me. So all things is different. All things is new to me. And this book is what I need, and I feel I have to do in order to give back. Give back to my mom and give back to God. And that's what this book is about. Giving back. This ain't got nothing to do with nobody. You know, I had to step outside myself and be bigger than let me know, okay, who wants to air out their life? Who wants to put their business in the street? Nobody. But see, this is something that is bigger than me. This is bigger than me. So that's why I'm doing this. I'm doing this because I have to start giving back to God and letting people know what type of mom I had, man. What type of grandmom I had, man. However you want to address the situation. That lady was so amazing. Somebody got to hear about it. Besides just the people who she wrapped herself with. This lady was so amazing to where I gotta tell somebody, and that's what this is about. That's what everything I'm doing, that's what it's about. I stepped down in a position at my job to work on this, because money ain't everything. And I gave up a lot to do this, because you know what, this is more important. My God is more important than working on somebody else's job. My mom's legacy is more important, and that's why I'm doing this. So in the blood, that's what it is. And one more shout out to Ghetto Fabulous magazine. I want to thank everybody on that cover. Thank everybody that's involved with that. We're trying to do big things and good things, you know. So when you see something that isn't real in regards to that, y'all check it out. Check it out, because it's not about us. We're doing things that's bigger than us, and the main person, the main target is to please God and give glory to God. And I believe however this is going to turn out, it's going to be the right way, and it's going to be the good way, because that's how He wants us to be. Anything He touches, it ain't gonna fail. It ain't gonna fail. So that's what I got to give. You guys should hear from my brothers later on. So y'all just stay tuned. Thank you for checking us out. Once again, give God the glory. And like I say, this is a new beginning. New phrase, give God the glory, and you'll be fine.
From the slave master, he killed somebody, something up there, and the slave master released him with his name, German. Our last name originally supposed to be Gantt. So anybody last name Gantt killed us. That's really how it was. you know how our temper is anyway. You know, like Kite, Tony, Will back then, you know, we're gonna kill somebody too. We ain't with that, you know, but that's how it started. So we got a white man name, German.
Yeah, we do. Cause when I look on the internet and I see,
Barely see black people.
when you put that name up, a lot of white people come up. But this my cousin right here on my granddaddy's side, which married my mom. But when they married, we took on the name German. That's how I got my name, and that's how he got his name. Like he said, I guess it happened somewhere in Georgia somewhere.
Yeah, Georgia.
He killed somebody, and
they was doing slavery days, but he just the slave master that had him released him with his name. You know that's how they do.
so that was good though that he released him, cause he could have got hung or anything back then.
Sure enough.
So he had to be liked. The slave master had to really like care about it.
I think they got along good. It was great because he released him like.
Yeah, so he a free man.
And gave him his name.
And he gave him his name. So that's what's up.
Yeah. A lot of people don't know that why the police don't really like that last name, because they see that, you know, it's black people with that name. They say know the history. When they read, when they look at us in the computer, they go back a little bit and they see that. I told the same thing.
Yeah, because with that name, boy, it's rough.
He said they go back and they see that was a white name. They know what happened back then. They know. So they know they can pull it up on the history thing.
Yeah.
Stories and stuff. So that's what happened.
Hi, this is my brother Joe. Like I say, it's 3 generations of Germans, and I was raised with the first generation, but I am the second generation, and he is with the first generation. He was brought up with Pop and Dan and them, and we share a bond, and that bond is my mom, which is the inspiration to me that made me want to write this book. And you know, I just need him to share with him his experience that he had with her, because I know it inspired him to be the man that he is. And as you can see, he's doing good and he's looking good. So that's just something I would like for him to share with y'all.
Okay, first off, I'm gonna start off by saying my mama was a good woman. She wasn't my mama, but she was my mama. The only mama that I know. At the age of 16, that's when I first became a part of the family. I can remember going back to school days. I had my brother Junior. That's the oldest. And we grew up loving each other, working with each other, doing everything together. It was a family that was bonded, and I enjoyed being a part of it. My next thing would say, you know, like if anything happened or whether I got sick or whatever, the family was always there for me. I remember when we moved from Dania to Fort Lauderdale. Everything was okay. A series of things happened in my life that, you know, that I can't give you the full details of it, because I'll be here 4 or 5 days trying to give you this here. So I'm just gonna give you a part of what happened in Lauderdale. I was about 17. We moved from Dania to Fort Lauderdale, and things became kind of like shackly, like, cause my dad had got shot, and things became kind of shaky like. But we still tried to hold the family together. My mom still tried to hold the family together. And the only thing I can say is that I miss her, and she'll always be a part of my life. I don't care what, every day, every single day I wake up, I think about her. She made me what I am today. You know, she was a strong black woman. She raised all of us, tried to give us what we wanted to the best of her abilities. And I just, all I can say is just that I love her, and I never forget her.
All right, good morning, America. Like I was telling y'all, this my documentary on the book that I'm doing in tribute to my mom, his mom, my grandma. He's the oldest living son, and he's the first generation that I grew up with. So he's not just an uncle to me; he's my big brother. So, you know, I want y'all to listen to him because he got a lot to tell and inspire y'all out there who watching this. You know, take something from it because, you know, wisdom comes from years and years of experience. That's Pop German.
Well, I really don't know where to start from because there's been so much happening in the German family. My mama was the backbone of our family, not my father. It was my mother. A long time ago, man, I moved from Dania, Florida, up here in Fort Lauderdale. 1643 Northwest 10th Coast. We stayed there for a while. My father got killed, like I said, in the yard. And during the time before he got shot, my mama told, I think it was Beverly. She told Beverly to shoot Junior Knight, the guy who shot him. But my mama first said, no, my father first said, if Junior Knight shoot me, you shoot him. So he knew what was coming. My father knew what was coming. So as time passed, we moved out the house. We moved over there on 19th Street. And we was doing pretty good for a little while. Then the house caught fire. You know, so like I said, there's been a lot of tragedy in our life. And we moved again. Now this time we moved in Lauderdale Mountains off 9th Avenue. We stayed on 10th. But during the time we were staying there, my mama seemed to get a little bit better, and she messed around and had a stroke. She had that stroke, couldn't nobody believe that my mama was gonna be able to come back. But all of us always had a little faith in mom because she's strong. We never thought nothing about just gonna do her no job like that. We never thought that. That never even occurred to her.
All right, this is Gary right here. This is the baby boy. Me and him grew up side by side. We got out the gate together. I'm gonna let him talk about it. This is very deep, so I'm gonna just let y'all hear what he got to say. This is his story.
Well, my story about my mom is all good. You know, I never had nothing bad to say about us. We ain't never had nothing bad in common. You know, I was her youngest one, and she always, you know, pampered me and babied me. You know, when I was 8 years old, my father died, and, you know, he used to pamper me too because the doctor told them when I turned 8 years old that I was gonna die because I got severe asthma. But, you know, it just so turned out that when I got 8, he passed. You know, but for his mom, you know, all we had was good times. I ain't had no sad times, and, you know, matter of fact, when she passed, you know, it was like a celebration to me, like the Bible says, because, you know, we did so much together, and I did so much for her. You know, as I came and got an adult and, you know, helped pay her bills and all that kind of stuff, such as that nature. So, you know, all it is ain't nothing good, nothing but good can come out of my mouth. You know, it wasn't never a sad moment. Like I say, not even when she passed, because, you know, I never did nothing that, you know, she told me to do something and then I don't do it. So it's like, oh, if I can get out of that casket, I can, you know, make up for what I didn't do. You know, I don't have that problem, you know, so basically it's all good. I just can tell you good things about it. That's it.
That is the second generation of the Germans, my son.
Laguerre, yeah, go ahead and say what you feel about your grandma.
Yeah, she was good to me. I was very blessed to have her. She was the best grandma I could have ever had on both ends. But, you know, I miss her and I love her. And she always did good to me. That's all I gotta say.
Hey y'all, I'm getting towards the end of my documentary about my mom. I told you it was 3 generations of Germans. This is the 3rd generation that's coming over here now. This is down to the 3rd generation. This is Jeffrey. He's named after Jeff, and it's Kayla, and they pull her name, and it's a pretty name too. So, how old you is, Kayla? How old you is, Jeffrey?
10.
They got some memories about my mom too that they want to share, and I'm very proud of them. That this takes a lot. This takes a lot of strength to say this about somebody you love that's no longer here. So who want to go first?
Me.
Okay.
I remember the time when I used to, when I used to visit grandma. She used to, give me little kisses on the head. Yeah.
That made you feel good.
We used to just sit down together and talk a lot about stuff.
You talking private, or you want to share one thing y'all talked about? You can look at her.
Well, I don't remember what we was talking about because it's like a really long time.
Okay.
I just really miss her so much.
Yeah. So it's good to be able to get out. You come on in, you next, honey. It's just good to be able to get out something about how you feel about grandma and be able to speak about it and share it with somebody. Okay, Kayla, what you want to say?
When I used to visit my grandma, she used to tell me, come out, sugar, and hug me, give me kisses. Then we go in the house and watch a movie.
You remember exactly how she used to say it? Show them how she used to say it.
Hey, come out, sugar.
So the love for mama goes deep. And, she say turn around. So we're gonna let y'all daddy come in and say something, but y'all did really good coming from the 3rd generation of Germans, and I'm very proud of y'all, and how it feel to say something about grandma.
Good.
It feel good, don't it?
Okay. Yeah, this is my daughter, another 2nd generation of the German family, and she would like to state something about her grandma.
I miss you, grandma.
That's something.
You are somebody. Why you wait so long and whatever?
I know. This Nicole. This ain't Rena Mae. I'm in Miami to my mom's oldest sister house. We're gonna go in and have a chat with her, but I just want y'all to see her. She the oldest out of them 3 girls and 1 boy. And she way in Miami.
And had a birthday, girl.
Yeah.
Yeah. Oh, yeah. Come and give me some sugar, honey. You look like I'm a family. So there. No, sure. Yeah, she can go boss, honey. Oh, my. If you hadn't told me no different,
She grew up down the street from Uncle Coop.
Oh, okay.
She was one of Sabrina's best friends. And you know when Mama used to get sick and send us over there when she was in the hospital, I used to hang out with her as a little girl.
Oh, girl.
And we still friends to this day.
Honey, you can be our relative.
So she helping me do this documentary. She pushing me like I don't need no
You back down. With your bad self.
Okay, I'm sitting here with my Aunt Rena Mae, and this documentary basically is about the book that I'm writing, In the Blood. And I'm gonna speak a lot about my Aunt Rena Mae in the book, and it's how she prayed me through a really big obstacle in my life when my mom wasn't here. She had them pass away, and it has a lot to do with that house that I'm living in right now. And if it wasn't for her, I wouldn't have been in that house I was running. And it's through her prayers and through her advice that God led me to her, because I felt alone, I felt empty, and I felt lost. And God put her in my heart to call her, and we've been closer ever since. And it's a really big thing that I went through, and I want to share it with y'all. I'm not going to do it on camera. Like I say, it's in the book. And I want y'all to remember her. because this is our prayer warrior in our family, and everybody has one. And when you get to this age and these stripes with the Lord, you gotta get that status, gotta be out there. She's older than my mama, so she closer to him than my mama. I'm just a little foot soldier trying to do what he want me to do. I'm trying to go where he want me to go. But she done been in the war and in the battle, and it's over. So this somebody that's been touched and got real one-on-one with the Lord. So I want y'all to listen out for her name in my book, and listen out to how she touched my life over and over again. And like I say, help me hold on and fight for the house that I'm in.
Yes, I did.
That's it.
And praying the same time.
Yeah, we
Not
went through
just
that.
talk. Yeah, we prayed, honey.
Yeah, we did a lot of prayer.
Yeah. And even when that car accident happened with you, we prayed.
Yeah.
You didn't talk. I told God about it. Yeah. And she was a kind of sister that was, well, she loved it to fight, and she would fight. She wouldn't take nothing, and she didn't allow nobody to mess with her sister Rena. Nobody. I mean, she didn't like don't bother my sister Rena. That was my Sabelle. Yeah, she wouldn't bother nobody, but she didn't take no wooden nipple, not even off her husband. She didn't.
You say y'all was like twins?
Oh yeah, she was real close and real fun about the senior citizen, older people. She really had a hang up about that. If somebody looked like they was in need, she would bring them in. Not only old folks, even young people she helped. She was real. She was somebody, y'all. Even young people. Even some of our sorry family members that didn't seem to want to go nowhere, she would get them and set them down and say, look at him. And you got to straighten up. And you got to get you a J.O.B. Yeah, you got to get you a J.O.B. and go to work, honey. How you expect to have something? You can't have nothing out there walking around in the streets and all like that. You got to get you a job.
Yep.
And that's true, yeah. And she have encouraged a lot of young people to work, try to have something, and be somebody. And don't be hanging all around in the streets and all time of night and all. And another thing she was real concerned about, be nice to your parents. She really stressed that. She said, be nice, and you won't lose your blessing. Being nice. And especially you that can work, make money. Sure, come on in and let your parents know that you love them, you know? Do something nice for them, like birthdays and holidays, you know? Maybe cook out and invite them, you know? That's the kind of person she was. She was somebody, honey. I miss her so much, yeah. Me and her, we were close to me and me. We were real close, honey. That Rena Mae! She didn't let nobody bother with Rena Mae either. She didn't. I knew we was at school one time and somebody tried to bother with me. Honey. She turned out school. That's my sister. She was real loud too. And crying all the same time. That's my sister. Oh, boss, oh dear. I know that thing that girl had picked up something and laid whoever was her. We were real close. Yes, we were. Yes, we were. And I miss her so much. Yeah.
Hey, good morning. Yeah, this is one of the recounts of my documentary. As y'all know, this was my brother on the picture in the house. Been some time past, not that much, but we was able to get him on physically, and that's a blessing, man. God is working in this. Y'all don't see it already. Look at this man. He wasn't even here a couple months ago. But you know, Kai, I'm doing this and contribute to Mama. You know, to let people know what type of woman she was, how many people she helped, and how she touched our lives, and let you be the man that you is today, how you know, face your responsibilities no matter what, you know, and how you put God first and your knowledge and your wisdom. As a very young man, you got the mind of a million men, you know. So whatever you want to share with them about Mama, you know, that she touched your heart, your life, because she touched every one of us in different ways. I can't tell how she touched you. You know, I can't do that. I want you to go ahead and just, you know, just throw it up for my mama. It's for Mama, man.
Well, you know, Mama, I call her Mama. You know, she was my grandma, but that was my mama from birth. When I came out of the hospital, she took me. I was a premature, and she nursed me back, you know, and you know, growed me up, made me who I am today. Things like she instilled in me about, you know, being a man. She taught me honesty. You know, if you got a clean heart, that's all that matters. You know, put Jesus first, family first. She was all about her family. She'll take in strange people. You know, white people, black people. It didn't matter. She was just that type of person. You needed somewhere to go. You were down on your luck. She didn't treat you no different. You know, she loved everybody. One of the things that stood out to me with Mama the most, though, is how she told me. She say, you know, Kite, you a man. You know, you have to make your own decisions, and what you do affect everybody around you. That's what's called your leader. She told me that long time ago when I was 14, when she first had her stroke. She say, I know you're young, son, but you're a man now. You're gonna have to be, because Mama's sick. I can't do what I used to do for you. Taught me a lot of things about women, you know, taught me how to cook, clean, so I won't need a woman, you know. She taught me about life. It just, I can go on and on. That was the most important person in the world to me. Nobody matches. She was strong, man. Raised 8 grandkids, 14 of her own children, and all of us was knuckleheads, and put her through a lot of strength, but she still standing. She was strong, you know. It didn't matter what. And I felt like as long as we had her, that's what kept us safe. It kept us united and protected, because, you know, like I said, we was knuckleheads, and somebody had to be praying for it, and it was always her. We'll come on the porch, and I'll see her sitting up. We done cried together. We talked together. We laughed together. You know, I remember one time I was on the porch, and I just started crying, bust out crying. And she say, Kyle, why are you crying? And I say, because I don't want you to leave me, Mama. I said, one day I don't want you to die before me. That's what I told her. I said, I don't know how I live without you. And she said, you love me like that? And I said, I do. And she told me it's gonna be all right. But I can just go on and on about what we talked about, what she did. I mean, it's countless things.
All right, I'm out here sitting out here with my mom. Sometimes I come out here, I sit here like this, and I talk to her. And I just want to thank her for everything she's given me. And I'm glad that I was able to do something like this for her, because she deserves that. She's so beautiful, beautiful woman. Look at her. You know, and this is very true, what we picked here. And this has changed my life for doing this for you, giving back to you. You know, I know you know what's going on. I know you see me. And I know you probably crying with that same look right there in your face. But I know it's happiness. It's tears of happiness. And hopefully we can touch many, many lives with the story and give God the glory as to how we can't live in this world without Him and without people like you. I love you, Mom. I'ma always love you. And I'm going to keep your memory alive as long as I'm alive. And beyond that, because you deserve that. I pray and I love you so much. This her husband, my granddaddy. You know, I was a little baby when he passed away, but we was able to put her side by side with him. My rest of my family's out here, so many people. I just want to thank God that we was able to do this, because this was her last and final wish. And she got it. She got it. Thank God.
I made it this far.
world with my head up, even though I'm fed up, though I won't give up. But I feel like death is some kin of me. Freedom is my enemy, and jealous where I'm supposed to be. But in my heart, heaven's where I'm gonna be. Through all my sins, I know my grandma prayed for me. I can't believe it, Grandma, I made it this far. I owe it all to you, beautiful lady. I owe it all to you. You're so amazing. I can't believe it, Grandma, I made it this far. I owe it all to you, beautiful lady. I owe it all to you. You're so amazing. I hold on and cherish every second like my last. To my fam that's left, I gotta change the past. Call them up, tell them I love them every day. You never know when somebody gon' pass away. I wouldn't change my life if I could. Thanks to your grandma, I'm doing good. Cause living without you, I can't explain. My best friend, my life is forever changed. Extraordinary is what comes to mind when I think about you. I know love is blind, cause you never looked at what you had to do. You just did that, grandma, that's the truth. I always said keep God first. It hurt me so bad to see you riding in that hearse. But I know you was on your way to heaven, my angel. You was on your way